Hi, this is the first of hopefully a series of videos about the game Nuts that I'm making, that I'll probably be making for the next year, year and a half. My name is Jon, I'm an independent game designer. I'm from Belgium, I live in Iceland, and this is my co-working space. You might see some other people move around. Um, yeah, let's just get right into it. In 2018, I made this game at a game jam called Nuts, and then I spent a couple more evenings working on it till I realized like there's a real game in here, and I just started thinking of ways to make it. I also started developing a game called Don't Trip, which was published by Noodlecake in December. Now that that's over with, and I finished some freelance work, I get to just make this Nuts game. It's also going to be published by Noodlecake, and I'm just really excited to really dig into it. I'm only a week in, so I thought the first video I should make should just be about what the game jam game was and what I hope to do with it, or what I hoped to prove with it, and then how I plan to extend it. And then over the course of the next couple of years, if you follow my videos, hopefully you'll get to see the progress and if my assumptions were correct. And I'd also love very much to get feedback from you in the future. But anyway, let's talk about Nuts, the 2018 February or January, whenever Global Game Jam was, kind of prototype. You're in this world. All you have is these three cameras and the information that a squirrel lives in this orange tree. It comes out every night. You can aim these, and you can see the live feed. You can do this really cool feedback loop thing. Ooh. And probably just want to put some redundancy in there. Then you go to, I don't know, bed, even though it's chair. You go to chair, comes nighttime, and now you get to see the squirrel. You can speed up time, you can rewind it, which I think is kind of important, because if you, in the very first, test of this idea, I didn't have the time rewind, and it was very annoying. Like if you would, missed a squirrel, it wasn't a fun part of the game. So I thought, like, what if it's actually a recording and you can kind of manipulate it? So you can see the squirrels running into camera B, which is all the information we need for now. And I'm going to wake up again. That's day 2. And so the days don't really end by themselves. You've kind of infinite time, which I really like in a sort of puzzly FPS kind of way. There's no time urgency. So we know squirrel goes the same route every night, comes out of this tree, we'll run into camera B, which means we've just freed up camera C, and we can make sure and try to plan ahead. In the demo, there's also no real reward other than finding the final tree where the squirrel goes. I think it's actually explained here. So every night the squirrel visits their stash, set up your cameras, come back, sit down, wait for night, pay attention, take notes, start at the orange tree. Squirrel takes the same route every night. They climb out of the orange tree and climb to their stash, find the tree that has the stash. So yeah, we're just finding this end tree, but eventually in the full game there will definitely be sort of a reward for doing this, optimizing it, so critically thinking about where you put them so that you can do it in as few nights as possible will be some reward to it. Here we are. Okay, run into B. Let's speed it up. You can see it on A, and on C we can just about see that it goes into the direction of C. So okay, let's do one more night, but I think you kind of get the idea. So Kotaku did a really cool, really nice video of the game that really explains it, and I released it on Itch after Global Game Jam, and people actually started playing it. People started making Let's Plays. Pierre Corbinou wrote in French diary of the 20 nights he spent in the forest looking for the squirrel, which was all really inspiring, made me really want to make this game a reality, like extend it. And I'll talk, as soon as I'm done actually playing my own game, I'll talk about what I want to do with it in the future. And I think I just colossally messed up because I have no idea where he's actually going. But yeah, so I promise you that there is an ending. I won't go look for it in this video. It usually takes me about like 10 to 15 nights to find the squirrel. And I'll talk about in the future when I start talking about the systems that are in it. I'll talk about how it kind of actually works and how it does the thing. But for now, I just wanted to mention that the itch build, which is pretty much what you see here, is just gonna stay up. I just renamed it to be the Nuts Alpha Demo to make sure people don't confuse it with the game that I'm going to be building for the next year. Let me just, yeah. So it'll be, I'll leave it up on itch.io for the foreseeable future, probably forever, for free. It used to be donation based, and people actually donated quite more than I ever expected, like up to a couple $100, which was just really, really encouraging to make this to a game. So thank you to everybody who did that. About my future plans, the people always, when they see this, are like, okay, I like it, or I mean, not everybody likes it, but if they like it, they're like, but how would you turn it into a full game? And the three main things I want to pursue over the next year and a half, other than just polish, is I want there to be variations in equipment. Not all cameras should be the same, and you shouldn't have access to all of them at any time. You can easily imagine, just like in real life, different quality of TV, different quality of camera, entirely different equipment. Like, for example, a motion sensor that just marks spots in the video so that that helps you analyze the footage. Stuff like GPS trackers, or even things like a dish of paint that the squirrel runs through and leaves a trace, are all like ways that are super fun variations on the same concept that have different consequences that will make you make different decisions on where you place all the stuff. Some squirrels might live higher up, so you might need like a drone or extended tripod. Some areas of the forest could be darker, so you need like a floodlight, all that stuff. The second thing, so besides the equipment, I want there to be, I want a map to offer variations as well. So there could be areas that are windy, so certain tripods don't work as well, or you have a chance that they fall over, or areas that are more hilly or just really rocky, so the squirrel like disappears in between rocks. So you have to strategically think about like, yeah, where do I get the like nice overview angles from? So equipment, map, and sort of mission variations. Like maybe there's a squirrel that only appears for 5 nights, so you just have to get it in 5 nights or it'll go away, or you incur some sort of penalty from it. And that's all like game design stuff that I'm really excited about starting to mess with, of which none exists in the demo really so far. A lot of it exists in my head and in design documents. And then the third one is the story. I want there to be story missions, in the way that like you're not just like finding these squirrels. There's actually sort of a reason for you to do it. The initial reason will probably be just for sort of research, but you'll soon figure out that there's something strange going on, and you're at the same time as you're just like trying to get this data to your employers or whatever about where the squirrels live, you're also unraveling the mystery. And I'm definitely not going to talk too much about that this early. But there's also a lot of ideas there for how to do that. And the last thing, but that maybe falls under polish, but at the same time it's going to be a significant investment and hopefully take up a lot of space in future videos, is the art style. Like I landed on this effectively programmer art I'm clicking on my OBS preview, not on the actual game. This programmer art idea of like, what if I just use monochrome? And then I got very sick of looking at black and white really quickly, so I just picked 2 different colors that aren't black and white. And I thought this outline shader would be cool, and then I figured out what if the fog color, what if there's a lot of fog and the fog is the same color as the outline, and it blends like super nicely in a way that I at least didn't base this off of anything. I just kind of fell on it, and then you realize, oh, I can add a 3rd color and it looks like super cool. But this is all very lucky. I don't consider myself a visual artist of any high caliber. So I'm going to work with somebody else who I'll talk about in the future as well, or hopefully maybe get to be part of the videos. But yeah, so equipment, map, /missions, story, and art style is main thing that'll I'll be focusing on. And yeah, I'll be working with an artist. I'll probably be working with a sound designer / composer so that the forest has some beautiful music or fun music and some crunchy, leaves and branches while you walk around and stuff like that. And with a story writer as well. Yeah, more about that later. But yeah, that's kind of what Nuts is and where it is. It's up on itch.io. I'll show you real quick, and I'll put a link in the description so you can play it. And if you want to follow along, I would very much appreciate any comments and feedback you have on it anytime in the future. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching.